Hello, welcome to this update for Asia. So let's see what's happening with this rainfall and everything because we have tropical storm Sepat near Japan, the Western Pacific. It's very weak, but it might cause some extra rain. And there's also Invest 96W in the South China Sea with a medium chance of formation already. So we'll see here. There's this area over Southeast Asia, very heavy rain across India, Myanmar, spots of China into Cambodia, more spots. So there's very heavy rain still happening in those areas and also in the Philippines because of this system. So let's see here. This is the European model shows this rain continues, some more storms over China and India, and then this goes, this invest tries to become something the South China Sea, but the European doesn't really wanna form it into anything. There's the GFS, this goes, it tries to form into something the South China Sea, but struggles a lot. But it's a medium chance of formation, so we might have something. And there's this storm near Japan as well. There are two storms actually. This front near South Korea with some heavy rain too. And there's tropical storm Sepat. So Tuesday this goes, and then into tomorrow the 25th. So still close to Japan, but already weaker as a tropical depression or remnant low. So this goes and does bring some rain to Tokyo and a few storms by Thursday, the 26th in the morning. So this goes and then this front crosses right after it, more storms in spots of Japan, still some stuff in South Korea by Friday. So be careful those areas. This might bring some extra wind as well. So it's there now in the Western Pacific. Some islands there just off of Japan might get some gusty winds. It doesn't show much in Tokyo in terms of wind, but there will be some gusty winds at times. So be careful. And this goes there. So let's see. There are still these storms across India, more spots Southeast Asia. So today's Tuesday, the 24th. This goes more storms the Bay of Bengal, Nepal, northern India, Thursday through Friday, and those storms continue there. So be careful. Sunday next week still shows a lot of storms. So be careful in those areas with flooding and heavy rain. So there's like the rain accumulation just until Friday, the 27th, and already shows spots of Myanmar into China and India, more than 100 millimeters. That the European array has struck like 145 millimeters in China, more spots to 122. So stay safe in those areas. Myanmar to 151 millimeters, more spots northeastern India. Some stronger storms, more than 60 millimeters to 70. So stay safe in those areas. There's southern Myanmar as well near the coast, some stronger storms. So stay safe in spots central India. Those areas shows some more further west, central western India, more than 100 millimeters, and still on the west coast, but not as extreme as a few weeks ago, but still close to 100 millimeters in a few spots. So still be careful in those areas and the link strip islands as well and some storms in the Indian Ocean. So stay safe. In 5 days until next Sunday, the 29th, already shows spots central India to 187 millimeters, more near the coast of Myanmar, as well to 200 millimeters near the coast, southern Bangladesh, northeastern India, near spots of Bangladesh into Myanmar, more than 100 millimeters, especially these areas northern Myanmar, 200 millimeters, extreme northern Myanmar, more than 200. So stay safe in those areas of flash flooding and landslides. Shows more further into northern India in the footsteps of the Himalayas in Nepal. So be careful, some strong storms in southern Nepal as well, especially central India might get some very strong storms. And still on the west coast, there in India, to like 157 millimeters, some 119. So stay safe in those areas because of the flooding possible further into southwestern India, more than 100 as well. So stay safe. And shows in China, more than 159. This area is central China, and spots in Laos and Cambodia as well. More than 150 spots in southern Myanmar, close to Thailand, close to 200. So stay safe in those areas. Southern Thailand as well, into Cambodia, northern Cambodia. And most of Cambodia, those storms as well, southern Thailand. So stay safe. Shows in the Philippines with this invest nearby to 98 millimeters, some 95 millimeters, more spots near Manila, close to 90 millimeters. So stay safe. Some strong storms near the South China Sea. And there's this area in the Western Pacific close to Guam that might be very worth watching. Shows like to 176 millimeters array in Guam next 5 days. So be careful. Some heavy rain might be coming our way. The GFS is further west, further east, but does show some 153 millimeters in Guam. The icon's just 106. So be careful in those areas, some heavy storms, finger in Palau as well, and some stuff near northern Kiribati, those tropical showers and storms, Marshall Islands near Micronesia, especially central Micronesia, those showers and storms linked to tropical convergence zone. So be aware. And soon enough, we'll talk about Australia and New Zealand as well. That's quite busy in some spots. So be aware and still like especially those rains in Southeast Asia. There's the GFS until Sunday next 5 days. It shows as well most of northern Myanmar, more than 100 millimeters, even to 180 in a few spots, right between southern Bhutan, Bangladesh, Nepal, and northeastern India to 150 millimeters, 179, central India. So be careful those storms, stay safe, and watch out for flooding and landslides, especially near the Himalayas, further northernmost India shows as well. There's the icon too. The icon has this band across central India with the heaviest showers to like 275, 170. So stay safe in those areas. 214, more spots, 259 millimeters. In the west coast as well has 97 in Mumbai, and more spots further south on the west coast shows even more. And these exact values change all the time, but just so you can have an idea. So be careful in those areas, spots in Myanmar as well, central southern Myanmar, especially those northern areas to 200 millimeters, 150, further into Laos and Vietnam. Northern Vietnam shows more into Thailand and spots of Laos. So stay safe, those showers and storms. And yeah, be careful, especially with flooding those areas or in others. So there's here for tropical storm Sepat, the Western Pacific. The official track has it passing close to Japan and very close to Tokyo. Still, it's like this is a tropical storm, a tropical depression. Probably it'll be weaker, close to like tropical depression. but still we see some strong winds in the ocean. The global and hurricane models pass this close, very close to Japan. So really be careful. A few storms in those areas, some heavier rain and strong wind. So stay safe in those areas. There's uh, 96W as well. The Western Pacific shows those areas. You might head towards China, southern China. If it will form or not, that's still to be determined. But the general disturbance will head towards southern China. And there's the Canadian model, shows like a similar thing towards southern China, maybe near Hainan, Hong Kong, and shows the GFS as well, a similar thing. These models are very weak, just 1004 millibars, so it might not even form through a depression, but it's worth watching. So there's here like Western Pacific shows tropical storm Sepat on the GFS close to Japan. It passes there and leaves a few storms, like I told you, but there is a remnant low. And then there's this disturbance near Guam, those areas by the 27th. It starts leaving some heavy rain. Guam starts wanting to form to tropical storm, and then by the 30th, the GFS forms this into tropical storm and heads out to sea as a typhoon. So it no longer wants to hit Japan, but it goes out to sea. But by July 10th, it already has something else near Japan again. But don't trust this, no, because the GFS is, you know. So, but we'll keep watching. But the heavy rain Guam, the disturbance is very likely that happens, especially the heavy rain. So be careful. There's the European model. It tries to form it in the South China Sea, but like just 1006 millibars. So it might try to spin up quickly, but very low chance. Goes into China, shows the heavy rain by like the end of this week in Guam, those areas. Then the European forms a tropical storm near the southern islands of Japan by July 4th, and it goes as a typhoon into China. So the Europeans kind of excited this time, but I wouldn't call it just yet. There's the Canadian model, there's the South China Sea like 1000 formula bars, very weak, but he barely forms into anything. And then the Canadian wants to form a tropical storm near the Philippines, July 1st, and it goes. The Canadian does strengthen this into a typhoon near the southern end of Japan by July 4th. So better watch this by the beginning of July if you are in those areas, just to make sure. There's the icon. The icon doesn't go that far out, but let's see here. It does have tropical storm Sepat near Japan, leaves a few storms and gusty winds, but doesn't do that much. The South China Sea just 1005 millibars, so very weak disturbance, but you might try to spin up or not, depending on the environmental conditions. But by the 29th, it shows that rain in Guam, and this tries to organize by July 1st. So it still has something trying to organize the Canadian model. And here on the ensembles from the European, it does show a lot of members showing something later by the first week of July. So there's the disturbance in the South China Sea and tropical storm Sepat near Japan. But later, all these members here, there's some very strong members from the European as well. They form near Guam and go towards Japan or China, especially Taiwan and China later. So there's already some solid support for something to form, but still more than a week away. So we will keep watching. The GFS has a lot of support as well, but it's going further out to sea. There are fewer members going towards land, but it does have something forming as well. So we'll keep watching those areas, but be aware those areas later by the first week of July, last few days of June. So, especially because those waters, the Western Pacific, are very warm for something to strengthen really fast, especially near Taiwan and China. But it also depends on how much wind shear there is and everything else. But those waters are very warm already. So, we'll keep watching those areas, but stay safe, especially the immediate danger for those heavy rains and some torrential downpours in a few spots. So that's what you should be worried about right now. But stay safe in those areas. So let's just check another model here for in Asia. Let's see if it works because most times it doesn't. There's like the Canadian model too. For the rainfall, it has that blob of rain near southern China, snow in the Himalayas, northern Myanmar today, and those storms central China with heavy rain and flooding possible in India, Myanmar, those areas. So let's put the accumulated precipitation, but it takes quite a time to load, so let's wait a little bit. But meanwhile, we'll show you the heat wave and everything. So there's still the extreme heat in a few portions of the Middle East, including this afternoon, the 24th in Iraq, Western Iran to 46 degrees, spots to 46, 47, a few spots as well, 41 in Kuwait, especially in Oman to 47 degrees in a few areas. So stay safe in those areas. Some 45 degrees still, spots in Pakistan, Century and to 47. Those valleys, Turkmenistan, spots in Uzbekistan. So stay safe. Tuesday, this goes and shows like spots of Saudi Arabia. Tomorrow, Wednesday, in Oman, spots there to 46 degrees, still to 47, 46 near southern Iraq, western Iran, but shows in those valleys in Iran to 47 degrees, in Pakistan to 45, 46. So stay safe. Northwestern India is better, but still close to 40 in a few locations. And in Syria, it's alright to like 42 degrees, southern Turkey, and like southern Afghanistan, more than 46, northern Afghanistan as well. It's very hot in Kazakhstan, many areas in central China, in those lower elevations. So be aware, those areas Wednesday does cool down some during the night, but still hot in those areas. And remember, it's dangerous. It remains hot during the night, so your body can't cool down enough. So stay safe. Thursday, this goes shows in Iraq some 47 degrees, 42 in Syria, some 46 in Oman, Saudi Arabia. So stay safe in those areas. This is already by Thursday. The 26th shows to 48 some valleys, southern Iran and Pakistan, those areas. So stay safe in those areas. There's the wet bulb temperature. That's important too, because if the humidity and the heat is high, that's the wet bulb temperature. Your body can't cool down enough through sweating, so it becomes very dangerous. So this shows some higher wet bulb temperatures near the Persian Gulf, and the actual temperatures, those areas 35 degrees, 34 near the Gulf itself. But for example, in Qatar, it's 42 and the wet bulb near 24. So be careful in those areas. In the low 20s, it's still kind of fine. But if it gets higher than 25, it's already dangerous. If it gets higher than 35, it's already lethal. So be careful in those areas. Thursday, Friday shows some higher near central, the southern Persian Gulf. Friday, Saturday, especially in Iran, the coasts in Oman, United Arab Emirates. So yeah, be aware those areas. By Friday, the 27th, the actual temperature still shows in Iraq to 48 degrees, nearly 45 northern Syria, into Turkey, western Turkey close to 41, spots to 48 in Iran, those valleys, Pakistan. So stay safe, those temperatures. Be careful. Friday into Saturday still shows there in the axis, so 47 degrees, 46, nearly to 49 degrees Western Iran, 47 United Arab Emirates in Oman. So stay safe, those temperatures, really be careful and drink a lot of water, stay hydrated and everything. So stay safe. Saturdays, next Sunday, the 29th, still shows some 49 degrees in Iraq. So stay safe in Western Iran as well. So stay safe 48, even to 50 degrees Southern Iraq in a few locations, 49 northernmost Kuwait. So please stay safe. This is some serious heat. The icon to 49 as well. The GFS model to 51 degrees, the GFS model. So might get very dangerous this heat next week. And the European has already 51 degrees Western Iran by June 30th. So please stay safe. Nearly 51 degrees. The heat indices might be more than 52. So please be careful in those areas and warn others. Stay safe from that heat. So I think it's loaded here now. This is the Canadian model for the rainfall. So it does show those areas until Saturday, the 28th. Spot Central is China. The white is more than 100 millimeters. The black is already more than 200. So you can see those yellows, southern Myanmar. So the Canadians is indicating more than 300 to like 400 millimeters southern Myanmar, because yellows like in the middle of 400 to 500. So please stay safe. Shows in India more than 100, 200, many areas, northern India too, many spots in Myanmar, Bangladesh, even near Japan, the Sea of Japan, even southern Russia close to 100, those fronts. So stay safe. That rainfall, be careful with flooding. There's still those fronts in Russia with a few storms as well. So Tuesday, the 24th, this goes Wednesday, and more rains, some storms western Russia. Thursday, be careful, northern Kazakhstan, Mongolia, sometimes with a few storms. Saturday to next Sunday, next Monday, still shows some fronts in Russia, a few storms. So stay safe in those areas. Be careful. And here shows like some cape, the energy for those storms doesn't show that much in Russia, but a few isolated pockets of more than 1000 joules per kilogram further into China and Eastern Russia shows more spots of Western Russia too. So if those storms tap into some of those pockets of instability, there might be a severe storm or two with hail in a few spots. But yeah, nothing too crazy, but be careful. This goes a few storms northern China, that there's more stability there as well. Wednesday, and then Thursday still shows those storms in Russia. So stay safe in those areas, be careful. And now Tuesday until next Sunday, the 29th, shows more rain spots northern central Kazakhstan, western Russia, those low pressure systems spots there, northern Mongolia, more rain as well, central to eastern Russia. There's this gap in central Russia probably because of some higher pressures, but shows more there to like northern Russia and Eastern Russia more rain as well next 5 days. So stay safe in those areas. Those temperatures are kind of hot further south and mild to coldish northern Russia. So Tuesday this goes northernmost Russia still colder and already much milder further in some southern spots. And it's already hot. Southern Russia to 31 degrees, western Mongolia nearly 36 degrees Thursday morning, the 26th. So be careful, some heat wave like conditions in some spots there. Thursday, this goes, especially like Friday, the 27th, Western Mongolia to 38 degrees in a few spots, the European model. So stay safe. The GFS, this far northern China into Russia, Mongolia, more than 36, 37 degrees. Those valleys, central China, more than 40. So stay safe. The icon as well to 35 degrees in Russia, and this moves further east later. But stay safe. Still like 39 degrees northern China on the 28th of June. So stay safe in that heat as well. Still into early next week. So be careful in those areas and further south on that heavy rain and thunderstorms. Be careful with lightning, gusty winds, and everything. So be careful. But in terms of wind gusts, today, Tuesday, shows in the Iraq some spots like gustier, the Arabian Sea, a spot or two in China, in Iran, a few isolated spots, some stronger gusts. But Tuesday to Wednesday, there's this area in Afghanistan, in Iran, some higher gusts near the mountains, some 93 km per gust in the European, in Kazakhstan, a few spots. So still be careful those stronger wind gusts. This goes Friday the 27th, Western Russia, low pressure there, few spots in Afghanistan into China still, in Eastern Iran, Kazakhstan, still stronger gusts in a few spots later, including like the 30th, Western Russia, few spots in Kazakhstan, shows some spots in Eastern Russia sometimes as well. So be careful. This is Western Turkey, June 30th, still shows maybe the coast of Oman in the Arabian Sea, the last days of June as well. And yeah, so stay safe in those areas, especially be careful the heavy rain, the storms and everything. So stay safe. The image of the day are these Mama's clouds from a storm a few days ago. So stay safe.